All right. Vishnu Sahasranama. Oh, for this, probably. Okay, turn the light on. Do that. Name number 50. So this means I'll have been through 5% after this. Visvakarma. So this is well, at least Hindus, they all know this name, I think, even now. You've heard the name Visvakarma, right? Visvakarma. But generally, when we say the name Visvakarma, we don't think of Vishnu. Right? Visvakarma is the demigod of the artisans, just like carpenters and smiths, like goldsmiths. And on the day of, I don't know in Tamil Nadu, but in the rest of India, because the culture is a little different, once a year there's Vishvakarma Puja, in which all the artisans means like people who work with instruments like that, carpenters, goldsmiths, blacksmiths, silversmiths, coppersmiths, maybe, I'm not sure if farriers come under that, but there are no farriers left anyway nowadays. So all kinds of that. Potters, maybe. No, they have their own god. So anyway, he's the god of that work. So they all have a day off from Vishvakarma Puja, and they clean their premises and they clean their instruments, like chisels and hammers, and they worship them as the instrument of Vishvakarma. Vishvakarma manifested in their instruments. But Vishvakarma is, he's well known as the architect of the demigods. That's how Srila Prabhupada describes him. But as with all these demigod names, the original is Vishnu himself. So Vishvakarma, Vishva means the universe, or all that exists. And karma means work. So Vishvakarma means he that does all work, or everything is affected by him. At the same time, he doesn't work. He's not working. Vishnu doesn't work in the same way that we do. By whatever he wants done is done automatically by his potencies. Parasya shakti vividhaiva shruyate swabhaviki jnana bala kriya cha. By his potencies, whatever he desires is affected. He has no work to do. Name karma ni limpanti name karma palesriha. He is not attached to performing any work, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, and nor does he desire the fruit of any work. So when we say that the work of the universe, all work is affected by him, that doesn't mean that he has to undergo any effort to do anything. But nevertheless, it is affected by him. Also that the universe is created by him. So he is the creator of the universe. He's the agent of all actions that happen within the universe, as the saying goes. Not a blade of grass can move without his sanction. And this is described by the commentators that all the work of the universe is done actually through his agents. Specifically, the creation of the universe is effected by Brahma, but as Bhagavatam describes, Brahma himself comes from Vishnu. The universe itself comes from Vishnu. And the ability to create the universe, which is invested in Brahma, well, it's invested by Vishnu. So, the original doer, that's another name which will come later in Vishnu Sahasranama, Adi Karta. The original doer is Vishnu. So, this Visvakarma means he's the one who accomplishes everything. Everything is accomplished by him. All working, all doer, all creator, all worker, but at the same time, he's not working. So, that is contradictory to say that everything, he does all work, but he does nothing. And people get bewildered when they hear such statements, but such statements are perfectly applicable to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the materialists cannot understand the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and even the scientists can't understand the nature of the universe. The Western scientists can't understand, because they presume that everything should be understandable. But when you understand that contradictions are inherent, then you don't try to understand it any further. Just like for 100 years or so now in science they've been stuck with a paradox of waves or particles. But the Vedic understanding to approach this is, you don't have to resolve it. They're stuck for 100 years with the progress of science, can't go any further, because is it a wave or is it a particle? But the Vedic approach would be to say, well, it doesn't matter at all. That both things are true, even though each perception nullifies the other, but still both things are true. If you say it's a particle, it can't be a wave. If you say it's a wave, it can't be a particle. But both things are true, and they can't work it out. But in Vedic understanding, no problem. It's just a matter of perspective, that's all. That contradictions are inevitable, inherent, and the contradiction only comes from our limited ability to understand. That we think that everything should fit into the boxes that we've created in our minds. But reality is not forced to do so. The nature of reality is not that, or just the whole approach to understanding is that we should understand everything in what they consider to be a rational manner. So their whole thinking process, the problem is not in the problem is in their thinking process. So Visvakarma, he does everything, he does nothing. Both statements are completely true. So if you say he does nothing, it's absolutely true. If you say he does everything, it's absolutely true. He does everything through the agency of Brahma and the other demigods. So, this name then, this follows from, we just had in Vishnu Sahasranama, the name Amara Prabhu was just there, meaning that he's the Lord of or the Master of the demigods, so that he creates or affects it creates and then affects the activities of the universe through the demigods. So this name follows from the name Amara Prabhu. The two names are connected like that. Okay, I said I wouldn't speak long this morning, so I don't want to contradict myself. And Hare Krishna.